Hi everybody, Dr. Sherry here, and today we're going to talk about apple cider vinegar. So apple cider vinegar has been around for a very long time. In fact, vinegar has been around for a very long time. It has been dated back to about 5,000 years with the Babylonians. It was discovered that they used date palms to make their wine and their vinegar. Then at around 3000 BC, the Egyptians, there was urns that the Egyptians used, and there was a residue of vinegar that was inside these containers. Around 1200 BC, China, around 1000 BC, Rome. So, I mean, historically, you can go back and look at a lot of different eras and see where vinegar was used, and it's been proven. And of course, in the Bible, the Old Testament and the New Testament both have vinegar in it. And during the Black Plague, around 1347 to around 1770-ish, vinegar was used with raw garlic as an infusion, and people drank it, and it was called Four Thieves vinegar, if you're familiar with what Four Thieves is. During the Middle Ages, they would use a little bit of sand and vinegar, and that's what they cleaned the chainmail, chainmail armor, for the people that went out into war and the knights. And they would clean the chainmail armor with sand and vinegar. So vinegar can be made from any kind of fruit, basically, or anything that contains some kind of sugar. Vinegar is basically a combination of acetic acid and water, and the acetic acid occurs during the fermentation process. So vinegar starts as alcohol and then ferments and then becomes that acetic acid. Balsamic vinegar, however, is actually not even vinegar, and that's kind of like a whole new subject altogether, so I'm not even going to get involved in that. But balsamic vinegar actually takes like 10 to 100 years to process, so that's why it's so expensive, and it's really technically not really even vinegar even. But we'll save that for another time. Now, vinegar has primarily been processed so much that it's been filtered and refined and distilled and pasteurized and homogenized and victimized, and which removes every single health potential or property in it, when it's been through all these processings. Now, you can buy it in its purest form where it's not pasteurized and it's not all that iced stuff. And if you look at the bottle, it'll say that it's pure and unpasteurized, and if you look at it, it's kind of like a milkiest color. It's not like clear, like when you go to your local supermarket and you look at like white vinegar, it's like perfectly crystal clear, or any kind of vinegar. But a true good quality vinegar will have like a milky, shadowy look to it, like a hue. And if you look at the bottom of the bottle, a lot of times there's going to be like this residue on the bottom. It's called mother or mothering, and basically it's just that residue that comes from the fermentation process. Now, vinegar, apple cider vinegar especially, has tons and tons of benefits. It can detox, it can cleanse the body, the kidneys, break down fat, works for allergies, sinus infections, sore throats, increases the pH into an alkaline level, which of course anything over 7 is fabulous. Okay, you only cheat once in a while, but you want to stay above 7 in the pH. We talked about that on another video. Apple cider vinegar helps with acne and skin conditions and cholesterol and high blood pressure and candida and joint pain and inflammation, arthritis, acid reflux, heartburn, diabetes. The list is just endless. It's unbelievable, and it's really very easy to use. I have water that I drink. I bring this to work with me. And basically, it's just regular reverse osmosis water, and I'll put about a teaspoon, maybe a little more, of apple cider vinegar, and I'll do that, or I'll have lemon or whatever mint in it, but really easy to use. Fantastic to have right before you consume something, because it increases a little bit of the acid and helps to digest the food, because it is an acetic acid. Wonderful for salad dressings, used in sweet and sour sauce. Anytime you want to make like a stir fry or something, you can use it in cabbage, like in a coleslaw. And of course, you can always use it for coloring Easter eggs. Well, that's it pretty much in a nutshell about apple cider vinegar. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. My information comes on right after this.